Okay, so let's take another look at the reference here, and we'll open one of these up. Okay, so for these pieces, I think we'll do this out of a spline, and then just shell it. Okay, so let's draw that out. Let's go back into the front view, and we'll just select these three pieces here, and then right click and hide unselect it. Alright, we'll zoom in on one end. Okay, and we want to put this right in this section here. Let's get in a little bit closer. Okay, and we'll go back into the create panel, into shapes, and grab a line. And we'll just start at the top and work our way down. Okay, so we'll start a little bit in from the edge here. Okay, so let's click, and we'll come straight down, and we'll go in a bit, and we'll come down a little bit more. Okay, and don't worry if you have them perfect the first time, you can always just move them around by vertex later. Okay, so I just want to get the basic shape in here. So maybe go down like this, and we'll go in again, and let's go down. And we'll just come up a little bit short of the bottom, and then we'll just go over past the line here, and go up to the top. And let's go back across to where we started and click, and then hit yes to close the spline. Okay, so let's go into the modifier panel here. We'll drop this down and go to vertex. Okay, we'll just make some adjustments. Let's see. Let's maybe pull these guys down a bit. Right. Maybe move these guys back. And we'll just straighten out some of these edges here. Okay, and let's see. Let's maybe make this a little bit more even here. Okay, I think something like that should be about what we're looking for here. So we'll flay a couple of these over. So let's go down here to flay. Alright, we'll just round a couple of these out. Alright, so we'll start with this one here. Okay, we'll just curve that over a bit. Maybe something like that. And maybe the same with this one here. Give that a bit of a curve. Okay, let's see. Let's maybe go back to the move tool here. And I'm just going to pull this in a little bit. Maybe like that. Okay, then we'll go back to flay, and we'll just flay this one over. Okay, let's also do the bottom one here. Quite a bit on that one. Okay. And I think that shape should work fine. Just take your time on doing that and get it the way you want. Okay, so let's actually maybe move these top ones up just slightly. Okay, just to make sure we don't have any gap in there. Okay. And let's go back to perspective here. We'll hit Z. And let's see if that looks about right. Okay, I think that should be pretty good. So we'll put a shell on. Okay, and let's do a little bit more thickness on it. Let's take this up to maybe 2.5. Okay, I think that's probably about the right size. So let's right click and hide unselected here, and we'll hit Z to center on it. Okay, and let's convert it to editable poly now. Okay, and we're going to add a couple of extra edges here on the sides just to make sure that we don't have any problems when this renders out. Okay, so we'll go into edge. Let's grab an edge along the front here, and we'll ring it, and we'll do a connect, and we'll just do one segment, no pinch, no slide, and okay. Then we'll go into vertex, and let's go to the left view here, and we'll just select the verts on the left side of center, and we'll hit delete on the keyboard. Okay, so we'll just work on half this at a time. Let's also change the color here. Okay, and let's go back into edge, and we'll just roll a couple of these edges over here that are still pretty square looking. So let's grab this one at the top, do a chamfer on that, let's bring it down. Let's do maybe about 0.08, and we'll hit apply, and we'll bring it down a little bit more just to roll it over. Okay, so about 0.03 or so for the second one, and okay. And we'll do the same thing down here. Let's grab this one and chamfer it, and we'll do that maybe 0.04. And let's get this one down here as well. Whoops. Take that up a little bit more. Let's do about a 1 on that, and we'll roll it over twice. Okay. And we'll also do these ones here. Okay. Let's maybe get this one here as well. And this one at the top, actually, let's do that one. Alright, we'll just chamfer these pretty tight. Let's take it down a little bit. Let's do maybe 0.03 or so, and okay. Alright, you can see here, if you zoom in really close to that, the face on the side is actually overlapping the edges here. Okay, so that's going to be a problem when we render, so we want to add a couple of extra edges around the sides here just to prevent that from happening. Okay, so let's go around the back here, we'll grab both these edges. Okay, and let's just do a connect on that, and we'll take up the segments. Let's do maybe about 5 or so for starters, and okay, and then we'll go into vertex here. Alright, and we'll just connect a couple of these across. Alright, let's grab this one here. Okay, let's actually do the top one maybe, and we'll control click that back one there, and then we'll do a connect, alright, to cut the edge in. Okay, you'll see that fixed the problem we were having there. Alright, so we'll do the same thing down here. Let's grab one of these edges in the front, and we'll just connect it up to this back one. Alright, so just connect that, and we'll just work our way up. Okay, and let's grab one here, maybe the top one, and do a connect, and the same thing up here. Let's grab one of these guys, and we'll connect it to this one. Okay, and just to be on the safe side, let's add a couple of additional ones here. Let's go back to edge, select the two top edges on the back, and do a connect with one segment. Right, and then we'll just select the vert there, and one of these ones at the front curve here, maybe the fourth one up or so, and hit connect. And let's also maybe add a segment right here. So go back to edge, grab those two, hit connect, and then back into vertex, grab that back one and one of the front ones here, and then hit connect. Okay, and we'll go into the front view here, and if you want to, you can straighten out some of the edges. It's really not that necessary, but if you want to clean it up a little bit, you can just straighten the edges out. Just do that quick. Let's move this one down a bit. Okay, so just like that pretty much. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, we might actually want to add one here as well. Let's grab these two edges right here, do a connect, and we'll just connect this up to this front corner here. Right, just like that, and connect. Okay. And then we'll just do a quick test render here to make sure that we don't have any artifacting. Okay, that looks good. So now we'll go into the left view here, and let's go up and hit mirror. Okay, and we'll do a copy on the X, and okay, and we'll just move this side over until they match up. Okay, like that. And we'll go over to attach, and we'll just attach both sides together, and then go back into vertex here, and we'll select all the center ones, and we'll open up the weld box, and we're just going to right click the spinner here to take it down to 0, and then we'll just go up once on the arrow, and we'll just do that 0.01, and okay. Alright, we'll just check to make sure none of our edges snap together that we didn't want. It looks pretty good. So go back into edge, select an edge along the center seam, and do a loop, and control backspace it out. Right. And let's go to polygon here, and we'll turn on ignore backfacing. We'll also turn on by angle here, and have the angle set to 45 degrees. Okay, we'll just select the back polys, okay, and we'll delete them. We'll also select the top polygon and delete it, and then we'll select the entire side, and then control click the other side. Right, so we just have both sides selected, and then we'll control click edge. Alright, then we'll go into the front view, and we'll turn off ignore backfacing, and we're just going to hold down Alt and deselect all the side edges and the back and top. Okay, so we just have the edges along the side selected. Okay, we'll just chamfer it down slightly. Okay, so we'll do it pretty tight. Let's do maybe 0.05, and okay. Alright, we'll get out of edge, and we'll just do another test render here to make sure everything looks right. Okay, we have a little bit of an artifact right at the top here. So let's see what's going on there. Yeah, you can see it right here on this corner. Right, so it looks like we got some verts crossing. So let's go into the front view. Okay, we'll grab the verts here. There should be 2 of them. Right, we'll just pull those over and straighten them out. Let's do maybe something like that. Okay, so just pretty much straighten out this edge here as well as the vertical one. Okay, and we'll do another test render. Okay, we still got one at the top there. So let's get rid of that. I think that's right around this area here. So go to edge, grab the back edge here. Right, and actually let's just maybe cut to it. So go to the cut tool. Let's click on the vert here maybe. Let's do this one, the second one up. Okay, we'll just cut that to the back edge. Okay, and then right click the end, and we'll do the same thing on this side. Just cut this one to the back edge. Okay, and we'll see if that took care of the problem. Okay, that looks like it fixed it. And if you have any weird areas, just cut in a couple of additional edges to the back in those areas. And that should fix the problem. Okay, so that should be good for that part. Okay, let's turn off cut here, and we'll just name this something, and we'll just call it maybe roof detail or something like that, and we'll do an 01. Okay, let's also change the color maybe, and we'll put our shader on there. Okay, and let's also go into the hierarchy tab, and we'll just center the pivot point. So we'll hit effect pivot only and center to object. Okay, we'll turn that button off for a second, and then we'll right click and unhide all. There we go. Okay, we'll just see if that looks the right size. Okay, I think that should be pretty good. Okay, if you look at the reference picture here, you can see we have a group of 3 of them. Right, so let's do that. Let's maybe just grab these 2 pieces here. Okay, and then we'll hide unselected for a second. Okay, we'll grab our detail piece there. And in the top view, okay, we're just going to go back to the move tool. We'll zoom in here, Right, I'm just going to move this up until the center lines up with the grid line here. Okay, and you can turn the grids on with G. Okay, so we'll line the x-axis here up with the grid line. Okay, so we know it's centered. Right, and then we'll go into the modify or the hierarchy tab again, hit effect pivot only, and then we'll right click the move tool and we'll zero out the X and Y spinners. Okay, so the pivot point will be in the dead center. Let's close that. We'll turn the button off. Okay, and then we're going to go up to our rotation snaps here and right click. Okay, and we're going to change the angle here to 3 degrees from 5. Okay, so do that and hit enter. Then we'll close that, and that'll just let us rotate in even increments of 3 degrees. Okay, so we'll go to the rotate tool here, we'll turn snaps on, and let's hold down shift, and we'll just rotate this 3 degrees, and let go. Okay, we'll choose copy and OK, and then we'll hold it down again, shift, and we're going to rotate it back 6 degrees, okay, and let go, and OK. So then we have our 3 pieces here. Alright. So what we'll do now is just attach them together to make copying easier. And if you are going to do UVs on yours, I'd recommend mapping the first piece before you start cloning it. Okay, so we're just going to attach all 3 pieces together here. Okay, and I'm just going to change this from 3 to 1 for the name. Okay. And let's unhide all for a second. And we'll take a look at the reference, and you can see that we have a group right at the top of each pillar, as well as one in the center of the space between them. Okay, we have 8 pillars, so we need 16 of these groups. Right, so everything will be evenly spaced. Okay, so we'll go back into the top view with our detail piece there, select it. Alright, and then we're going to go back up to tools, down to array. Alright, we're going to do the same thing here. Activate rotate 360 degrees, do copy, and we'll put 16 in the count and hit OK. Okay, and that'll make all of our copies. Okay, and we'll just see if everything looks like it's evenly spaced. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. Everything's lining up. So we'll go with that. Okay, so let's take another look at the reference here. And we'll get started on the fountain. Okay, so if we blow this picture up here, get a better look at it. Okay, you can see it's not that complicated. It's 6-sided. We have quite a bit of the detail at the top here. And one other thing you'll notice is that we have 2 sides that are narrower than the other ones. Okay, so these ones are a lot wider than this one, and the same thing on the back there. Okay, and let's take a look at the top here. And you can see that the bowl in the center is pretty much an oval shape. Alright, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to go from a 6-sided cylinder into this smooth bowl here. Right, so I think we'll use a combination of polymodeling for pretty much the entire thing, and then we'll do some spline work to get the bowl in the top. Right, and we'll do the detail here the same way as we did the stand. We'll just use extrude and bevel to shape it. Alright, so let's get started on this. And let's maybe hide some of this stuff. Let's just grab all the stuff at the top here. Let's actually just select the stairs in the base there, and we'll hide unselect it. Okay. Zoom in here. And let's start this with a cylinder. Okay, so we'll drag a cylinder out in the center. Alright, I don't think this needs to be that big. Let's do maybe something like that. We'll give it a little bit of height for starters. And we'll also center it on X and Y. Okay, and let's just move it up a bit here so it's sitting on top. And we don't need to have these height segments on here. We'll take those off. Let's take the height down a bit. And we'll also take the sides down to 6. Okay. Let's do maybe 11 on the radius. And let's do 5 or so on the height for starters. And we'll do 1 height segment, 1 cap segment, and 6 sides. Right. And I think that's probably about the right size. Right, so let's convert this to editable mesh. Right, and we'll go into polygon. Let's grab them all, and we'll just deselect the top and sides again. Alright, so we have the bottom cap there, and we'll just delete that. Okay, grab the top polygon, and we'll do this in the front view again. Right, you can see it's pretty simple. We just have a couple of little extrudes here. Right, so let's maybe just pull this up a little bit here with extrude. Alright, we'll bevel it out again. Maybe something like that. And let's just move that polygon down so it's flat. Okay, and we'll extrude up. Let's do maybe about 1. Go up a little bit more. And we'll just bevel that in. Okay, and we'll pull that one down. And let's extrude it one more time. And another time. Bring this one in a little bit more. Alright, we'll pull that one down flat. And let's give it another one. Right, maybe something like that. And one more extrude, and one more bevel. Bring this one just slightly in. Okay. Let's do a little bit more than that maybe. And we'll flatten that one out as well. Okay. And then we'll extrude up. Let's see how that looks. Okay, it's not going to be exact, but I think that's probably close enough. Alright, so we'll go into the front view here. Let's just move this polygon up. Okay. And I'm just going to unhide all for a second so we can see the height here. Okay. That's probably close right there. And you'll also notice that it tapers in a bit here. Okay, so we'll just scale the top polygon in a bit. Let's do that in the top view. Alright, and you can look down here in the XYZ to see how much I'm scaling it. Okay, so we'll just scale this down. Alright, we don't want to do too much. Let's try 85 or so. And we actually forgot to make one of the sides shorter. So let's go into vertex, see if we can do it now. Go into the top view. Alright, I'm going to select all the verts at the top here, as well as the ones at the bottom. Okay. So just leave the side ones deselected. Alright, and with scale, we'll scale this in on the X. Okay. Let's take that in maybe about 65 or so on the X. And we'll see if that looks about right. Okay. I think that should work fine. So we'll go back to polygon here, and we'll start shaping out the top. Okay, and let's actually right click and hide unselected here. Right. Alright, so let's do this in the front view as well. So we'll extrude up a little bit, and we'll bevel it out just a slight bit. Don't need to come out too far. Okay, we'll pull this polygon down again so it's flat. Alright, let's extrude up one more time. And again. Okay, we'll bring this one out a little bit farther. Something like that. Yeah, let's pull that one down a bit. Okay, we'll extrude again. And let's do one more. And we'll bevel this one out. Right, we'll leave this on an angle here. We won't pull the polygon down. Let's go up again. And again. And we'll bring that one out a little bit more. Okay, and we'll pull this one down so it's flat. Extrude one more time. And again. Bring this one out a little bit farther for the top lip. Let's do maybe about there. And we'll flatten that one out as well. Right, and then we'll extrude up one more time for the top. Okay, so just like that. And we'll see if that looks about right. Let's change the color as well. Okay, I think that's probably close enough. We still need to do some work on it. Let's convert it back to editable poly now. Okay. And let's see, let's go into the front view again. Right, I think I'll just make a couple of adjustments here. Alright, so let's go into vertex. I think we'll grab these ones here at the bottom. Right, and make sure you have ignore back facing turned off. I'm just going to thicken this one up a little bit. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. And let's grab this one here. And I'm just going to pull that down slightly. Okay, and I'm also going to make the top lip a little bit thicker. Okay. Alright, you can see the top here is pretty rounded over. So let's add some extra segments in this section. Okay, so let's go to edge, and we'll just drag right through these ones. Let's do a connect. Okay, we'll do 2 segments, and no pinch, no slide. And okay. And we'll just scale these out a bit, just to round it over. Let's do maybe something like that. Okay. And with those loops selected, we'll just do a chamfer on them to smooth it out. Okay, so we'll bring this way down. Let's do maybe 0.2 or so on that, and okay. Alright, let's also maybe grab one of these edges here on this section, and we'll loop it. Alright, we're just going to round this out a bit as well. So we'll chamfer that one down. Let's take it up a bit. Maybe about 0.35 or so. And we'll hit apply, and we'll bring it down a little bit more. Maybe about 0.18, and okay. And I'll just kind of smooth that out for us so it doesn't look so sharp. Okay. And we'll chamfer down a few of these other edges here. Let's maybe grab this one here. We'll do a loop and chamfer. I'm going to take that down a bit. Let's do maybe about a 0.06 on that, and we'll do a double maybe. Bring the second one down a little bit more. Alright, maybe 0.02 on that one, and okay. And let's grab this next one down here and loop. Okay, and it's that one there. Let's chamfer that as well. And we'll do this one pretty tight. Let's do maybe 0.03. And we'll grab the bottom one here, do loop and a chamfer. And let's roll this one over a little bit more. Maybe about a 0.1, and then we'll apply that and take it down to maybe 0.04. And okay. Alright, let's do a sharp one on this one here. We'll do that about the same. Right, and then we'll grab the underneath ones here, Alright, so this one here, that one, and this one, and loop those. Okay, so just those edges there. Alright, we'll give that a tight one. We'll do about the same, 0.04, and okay. Alright, let's go down to the bottom here. Alright, let's grab these ones here. Let's actually maybe do these ones as well. Okay, so we'll grab those 5 edges, loop, and chamfer. Okay, and let's do maybe 0.03 on those, and okay. And we'll grab these two here. And let's take this up a little bit on this one. Maybe about 0.07. And the final one here underneath, let's chamfer that down. And we'll do about 0.05 on that one, and okay. Okay, and let's get this top one as well maybe. Grab that one. Actually, let's just grab that top polygon first maybe. And let's do an inset on this. Okay. Alright, we just want to bring it in enough so we can get this in here. Let's take it up a little bit. Let's do maybe a 1.7. And okay. And we'll actually delete that polygon there in the center. Okay, and now we'll chamfer this top edge down as well as this one underneath. Okay, so just the two around the top there. Loop those. And chamfer. And I'll take that up a little bit. Let's do about a 1 or so on that, and okay. Alright, we'll see how that looks. And we're going to need to add some smoothing groups to this, obviously, but we'll do that after we get the top done. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good. And I think we might want to bring this top in a little bit more. Alright, so let's go to border. We'll grab the inside border there. Alright, let's go to the top view. Okay. And I'm just going to scale this in a little bit more. Right, maybe something like that. Okay, so let's get started on the bowl here. So let's go into shapes here. We'll grab a line. Okay, and we're going to go up to snaps and right click. Right, and check off vertex here, leave everything else unchecked. Okay, so we'll close that, we'll turn snaps on. And let's go into the top view. Okay, we're just going to trace around the opening here, clicking on each corner. Alright, so we'll start here, and that'll snap to the verts for you, so just click on each corner. Alright, and we'll finish where we started here, and then we'll hit yes to close the spline. Alright, and we'll also go over and grab a circle, and we'll drag that out in the center. Okay, maybe something like that. Alright, and let's turn off snaps here. And we'll also right click on the move tool and zero out the X and Y spinners again. Okay. And let's see, let's go into the modify panel here for the circle. And under interpolation, we'll check off adaptive, right, just to smooth out the circle as much as possible. Okay, and let's go to scale here, and we'll just scale it in a little bit on the X just to make it more of an oval shape. Right, let's do maybe something like that. Maybe around 80 or so on the X axis. Okay. And let's just see, let's go into the front view here. Let's just move our circle up to the top. Okay, and we'll select the fountain here and right click and hide select it. Alright, so we just have our two shapes in the viewport. Okay. And let's just change the color of them as well. Okay, so we'll select our circle here. And we're going to go up to the line tool, and then we'll click on the line there. Alright, we'll check off all 3 axes at the top. and we'll do it by pivot point here. Okay, let's check these off just to be safe, and okay. Alright, so that'll line those up perfectly for us. Okay, so with that done, we'll right click and convert this to editable spline, and then we'll go over to the modify panel here, go down to attach, and we'll just attach both together. Okay, so it's one object. Turn off attach, and we'll put a shell on here. Okay, and it doesn't matter what the amount is, we'll just collapse it down to editable poly right away. Right, let's go to vertex and back into the front view. We'll just grab all the bottom verts, right, and delete them. So we're just left with this plane. Okay, let's also maybe change the color here. Right. So let's add a couple of additional segments here just so we don't have any problems when it renders. Okay, so we'll go into vertex. Right, we'll zoom in over here on the side. Right, we're just going to grab this vert here as well as the center one here on the circle, and we'll hit connect to cut that edge across there. Alright, we'll do that on this side as well. Grab that one and this one, and connect. Alright, we'll just add an edge at each corner here. Okay, so we'll just select that one there at the top, and one of the inside ones, and connect. And the same thing here. Okay, and down at the bottom. Alright, so just connect those two and these two. Alright. And let's go back to edge here. We'll select the original edge that was cut in there, and we'll just hit remove, right, just to clean it up. Okay. Let's get out of edge here. We'll right click and unhide all, right, and then we'll just control click the fountain here and hide unselected. So we just have both these objects in the viewport, right? And we'll select our shape here, and in the front view, we'll just move this down and line it up with the top edge of the fountain. Okay, so just pull that down there, line it up, just like that. Okay. And we'll go over to attach, and we'll attach the fountain to the shape. Right, and now we still have a seam running around here. Right, so we need to make some welds on the points. Okay, so we'll go into vertex, and I'm going to go into wireframe F3. Okay, we'll just select these two verts right here. Right, and then we'll go over and hit weld, and just make sure that you only have one vert after you weld. Okay, so we'll just go around and do this for each corner. So grab these two and weld these two. Okay, so just work your way all the way around this edge, welding up the pairs of verts. And we still need to chamfer down these edges on the main body here. Okay, so let's do that now. We'll go back into edge. Let's grab an edge here. We'll do a ring and a loop. Okay, and that should go all the way down to the base on each corner. Right, and we don't want to chamfer the top edges here, so let's turn on ignore back facing, and we'll just hold down Alt. We're just going to deselect the edges on the top. Okay, as well as these ones here. Right, just like that, so our loops stop right here at the top corner. Right, now we'll do a chamfer. And let's see. Let's take this way down. Let's do maybe 0.15 or so for the chamfer on those, and okay. And you can see that created a triangle here at the top. Alright, so to clean that up, we'll just go into vertex and over to target weld, and we'll just weld that vert there to this one for each one. Okay, until you get it back to where you started. Okay, and we might actually want to do a double chamfer on these edges, just to make it look smooth. Alright, so let's go back to edge here, and the loop should still be selected. Okay, so we'll do another chamfer. Okay, we'll take this down a bit, do maybe 0.08, and okay, and then we'll just clean up the top here quickly. So back into vertex to target weld. I'll just weld these up to this point here. Okay. Okay, I think that's the last one. Right.